Yesterday, with my girlfriend Catherine and my friend JJ, we went up to Paradise in Chico, California to see the extent of the damage that the campfire had caused, and to talk to those leading efforts to support those who have been affected. UC Davis was given this week off due to the air quality, and there had been talk about how students and those not in the immediate vicinity could best contribute to the survivors and victims. So this video is explaining how you, person watching, can best impact those who have lost something to almost everything, either physically, monetarily, or other ways. We spoke to a man named Sunny Sabuwal from an organization called Seeks for Humanity out of Tracy, California. They had driven all the way up to Chico to deliver hot Indian food. I asked him how his organization was helping those affected, and this is what I found out.
We brought a lot of stuff from Tracy and neighbor cities. We brought blankets, food, a lot of the canned food also. So we did our best, whatever we can do, and I think everyone around us, they should help these victims and whatever the best they can do. But this disaster happened, but it happened. We don't have, and nobody has a control of it on it. But again, well, all we can get together, get unite, and help these people and get them out of this trouble.
He did mention that things like clothing were not needed anymore. There was piles and piles of clothing just on the ground because so much clothing had been donated. After we had spoke, he had directed me to Ken Donnell, a citizen of Butte County that was spearheading the Toys R Us distribution center. Ken spoke to me about what he felt was the most important thing to do, which was to not do nothing.
How do you do this? You do it. You just start doing it. And you keep your heart open, you keep your mind open, you listen to criticism, you don't be afraid of making a mistake, you try to keep your mistakes small. But, beyond that, act. We're in a moment where the worst thing you can do is nothing. Do something, and it will somehow work out.
I asked him how students and those in the vicinity could help.
Yes, you can donate money if you got money, or you can go out and encourage other people to donate money to various funds that we have set up. More important, at the level that you're operating, prepare us for the next disaster, or even better, help us avoid the next disaster, okay? And that's the miracle that we're trying to create here, is that we want to have this template functioning for the future disasters, but may we be wise enough to employ the same template before the disaster happens.
I had also asked Ken what makes him hopeful despite the immediate crisis at hand.
The way people are coming together, and the way we have people of all different religions, all different races, all different backgrounds, all different philosophies, all different income levels, all different capabilities, and we're all coming together. And we're putting aside our prejudices, we're putting aside our personal desires, we're putting aside, in many cases, our personal needs for a while, because there's a greater need that we have to service immediately now.
Part of the reason I wanted to go up to Chico in the first place, though, was to speak with an organization called Caring Choices. It's a nonprofit that throughout the normal year, they provide services that are limited in Chico, such as free HIV testing, as well as medication for the elderly and housing for HIV patients. During emergencies, however, they become an emergency volunteer center. They vet and they connect volunteers to places that need help, as well as establishing a fund for those affected. I asked Amilcar Avendaño from Caring Choices how people can help as well, and he gave me a different perspective. How can people outside of Chico help? What is the best things they can do right now? And in the long term.
Right. So one of the things is we're asking a lot of those folks that are kind of a little further away to kind of stay in place. We appreciate them wanting to help us. We would really like them in the future. So one of the things is, as we start to rebuild as a community, a lot of the folks that are here, assisting with the volunteer efforts and staffing the shelters and all these things are going to have to resume regular day activities, go back to work, because that's what we need, is to resume normality, to start that rebuilding process. And that's when those out of town folks are going to be really crucial to helping the ongoing efforts. Right now we like to remind people that this is going to take some time. our recovery process and relief efforts are going to be ongoing. So sometimes that means spacing out even those donations and those items, especially. Right now we have a lot of folks that are displaced and don't have permanent housing. So some of those item goods are going to be great once we have a stable place for them to be.
So to sum it up, if you want to help the communities that have been affected by the campfire, there are quite a few ways to do it, and you don't have to give money. The first way that I think I'd recommend is, though, monetary donations and gift cards to stores like Target and Walmart, places where people can get the basic needs. So funds, of course, are very important, but also donating to funds like the one through Caring Choices is going to help people later on in the rebuilding process have money for rebuilding their homes and rebuilding their lives. The second thing you can do is go up and actually help. You can sign up to be a volunteer with various organizations, and whether it's working with displaced animals or checking people into a safe and well list, there is work that you can do. Just be sure that it's needed, and maybe check with the people that you're planning to volunteer with before heading up. The third thing you can do is donate things that are on an updated list of donation needs. So most sites don't need clothing anymore, so do check lists. I'll put some in the description. Some of the shelters have an Amazon registry where you can choose to buy things that will get shipped to the shelter. And these are things from baby food to diapers to can openers, things that people need at that shelter immediately. So the fourth thing, of course, is if you can't do any of the above things, tell people that you think can do something about those things that they can be doing. And if you're friends with frickin' Bill Gates, see if you can donate some money to any of the organizations in the list in the description. So again, thank you for watching this video. I hope you'll join me in either spreading information or donating whichever way you can. This video is long enough already, but if you want to hear my thoughts on why I find this also important, you can click through to the next video where I discuss my thoughts from Paradise. Again, any AdSense on this video or the Thoughts from Places video is going directly to Caring Choices in Chico, which is the organization that I'm choosing to support. Again, you can choose many of the other organizations that I've listed in the description. Just if you can help, I really encourage that you do. And as always, don't forget to be awesome.